The day I opened the locked room in Mrs. Harrison's house, I found out why she paid me 3 times my normal rate. And I wish to God I never had. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. Before we get into this absolutely insane story, drop a comment and let me know, where in the world are you watching from? I love seeing where you all are tuning in from. And hey, how are you doing today? I really hope you're having a good day. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button right now. Trust me, you're going to want to follow along with this story because it gets absolutely wild. And if you like scary true stories, you're definitely in the right place. Okay, let's get into it. My name is Beth. I'm 29 years old, and I own a small house cleaning business in Seattle. I know, not glamorous, but it pays the bills. I have 3 regular clients, and I clean their houses twice a week. Nice people mostly. They leave me alone to do my job, pay on time, and that's all I need. About 6 months ago, I got a call from a woman named Patricia Harrison. I'm looking for a reliable cleaner, she said. Her voice was smooth, educated. I've heard wonderful things about your services. Great, I said. What's your address? I can come by for a consultation. She gave me an address in Madison Park. That's the rich part of Seattle. Huge houses, waterfront views, the whole deal. When I pulled up to her house, my jaw dropped. This wasn't just a house. It was a mansion. 3 stories, probably 6,000 square feet, with a view of Lake Washington that probably cost more than I'd make in my entire life. Patricia answered the door herself. She was maybe 50, blonde hair pulled back in a perfect bun, wearing a white silk blouse and black pants. She looked like she'd just stepped out of a magazine. Beth, she said with a warm smile, please come in. The inside was even more impressive. Marble floors, high ceilings, art on the walls that looked expensive. Everything was white and cream and perfectly clean. Your home is beautiful, I said. Thank you. My late husband was an architect. He designed it himself. She walked me through the first floor. I'll be honest with you, Beth. I've had trouble finding the right cleaner. Most people either steal from me or do a poor job. I'm willing to pay well for someone I can trust. How much are we talking? $500 per visit. Twice a week. I almost choked. That was 3 times what I usually charged. That's very generous. I have specific requirements, Patricia said. I need someone who can follow instructions exactly. No deviations. No curiosity. Just clean what I tell you to clean and leave. Something in her voice made my skin prickle. But $500 twice a week? That was $4,000 a month. I could finally pay off my student loans. I can do that, I said. Good. She smiled. Let me show you the rooms you'll be responsible for. She took me through the house. Living room, dining room, kitchen, 3 bathrooms for bedrooms. Everything was immaculate already, honestly. I wasn't sure what she needed me to clean. As we walked down the second-floor hallway, I noticed a door at the end. It was different from the others. Heavier, with a deadbolt lock. What about that room? I asked. Patricia's smile didn't change, but something in her eyes went cold. That room is off limits, she said. You will never clean it. You will never open it. You will never even touch the door. Do you understand? Yeah. Sure. I'm serious, Beth. She stepped closer to me. That is the one rule you cannot break. If you open that door, our arrangement is over immediately. No payment, no reference, nothing. Are we clear? I nodded. Crystal clear. Her smile returned like someone flipping a switch. Wonderful. When can you start? For the first 3 months, the job was perfect. I'd show up on Mondays and Thursdays at 9 a.m. Patricia was usually gone. She said she worked at some nonprofit downtown. She'd leave a list of what she wanted cleaned that day. I'd clean it, lock up when I was done, and find a check on the kitchen counter. Easy money. The only weird thing was that locked room. Every time I walked past it, I felt something, like the air was heavier near that door, like something was watching me. I told myself I was being paranoid. Rich people are eccentric. Maybe it was a panic room. Maybe she kept expensive jewelry in there. Maybe it was none of my business. But I couldn't stop thinking about it. Then things started getting strange. It was a Thursday in March. I was cleaning the upstairs bathroom when I heard a sound. A thump, coming from the locked room. I froze, mop in hand. Another thump. Then what sounded like scratching. I walked slowly toward the locked door. Put my ear against it. Silence. Then, so faint I almost missed it, I heard breathing. Someone was in there. My heart was racing. I knocked softly. Hello. The breathing stopped. Is someone in there? Are you okay? Nothing. I tried the handle. Locked, obviously. I stood there for a full minute, listening. But there was only silence now. Maybe I'd imagined it. Maybe it was pipes or the house settling or something. I went back to cleaning, but I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd heard something real. The next Monday, when I arrived, there was a note on the kitchen counter. Beth, thank you for respecting my privacy regarding the locked room. I've noticed you've been very good about not asking questions. I appreciate that. P. I hadn't asked any questions. I hadn't even mentioned the sounds I'd heard, which meant she knew I'd been near the door. How? I looked around the hallway. That's when I noticed the small camera mounted in the corner of the ceiling, pointing right at the locked door. She was watching. I should have quit right there. I should have walked out and never come back. But $4,000 a month is a lot of money. So I stayed. And 3 weeks later, I made the biggest mistake of my life. I opened the locked room. It happened on a Thursday. I wasn't planning to do it. I swear I wasn't. But Patricia had left her purse on the kitchen counter, and it was open, and I saw a keyring inside. One of the keys was different from the others. Older, heavy, with a tag that said spare. I stared at that key for 5 full minutes. Don't do it, a voice in my head said. She'll know. She has cameras. But another voice said, what if someone's trapped in there? What if someone needs help? That's what I told myself, anyway. That I was being a good person. That I was concerned. The truth? I was just curious. I grabbed the key and went upstairs. My hands were shaking as I stood in front of the locked door. I looked at the camera in the corner. If Patricia checked the footage, I was done. But she usually didn't check until the evening. I'd have time to look, lock it back up, and return the key. She'd never know. I slid the key into the lock. Click. The door opened. The smell hit me first. Not a bad smell. Just clinical. Like a hospital. Antiseptic and cold. The room was dark. I felt along the wall for a light switch and found it. When the lights came on, I saw it. The room was maybe 15 by 15 feet. The walls were covered in soundproofing foam. In the center was a hospital bed with straps on it. Leather straps for wrists and ankles. Next to the bed was a metal cart with medical supplies. Syringes. Bottles of clear liquid. Bandages. Surgical tools. On the far wall was a metal cabinet. Locked. And in the corner was a wheelchair. My blood ran cold. What the hell was this? I walked further into the room, my legs feeling like jello. On the wall above the bed were photos. Dozens of them. Polaroids pinned up with thumbtacks. I stepped closer to look. The photos were of different people. Men and women. Young and old. All of them were lying in that same hospital bed. All of them had the same expression. Fear. Some of the photos showed people unconscious. Others showed them awake and screaming, their mouths open wide, but no sound would come because of the soundproofing. I felt vomit rising in my throat. What the fuck was Patricia doing in here? That's when I heard the front door open downstairs. Beth! Patricia's voice called out. Are you here? Panic exploded in my chest. She wasn't supposed to be home. She was never home on Thursdays. Beth! Closer now. On the stairs. I ran to the door and quietly closed it, my hands fumbling with the lock. Got it locked just as I heard Patricia reach the top of the stairs. I stood there, frozen, my back against the door. Her footsteps stopped. Beth! Her voice was right on the other side of the door. I can see your shadow under the door. Oh God. Mrs. Harrison, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. I was just. You opened it. Her voice was flat. After I specifically told you not to. I heard noises. I thought someone might be hurt. Don't lie to me. She was quiet for a moment. Step away from the door, Beth. I'm calling the police, I said, pulling out my phone. No signal, Patricia said. I have a jammer. The whole house is blocked. She was right. My phone showed no bars. Let me out, I said. I can't do that. You've seen too much. What are you doing in there? Who are those people in the photos? Silence. Then, they were just like you. Curious. Couldn't follow simple instructions. My legs almost gave out. You killed them. I helped them, Patricia said. They were broken people. Addicts. Homeless. People no one would miss. I gave them purpose. I gave them peace. You're insane. I'm a healer, she said. My husband died because doctors didn't care enough to save him. So I learned. I studied. I practiced. And now I can do things they never could. By torturing people, by perfecting my technique. Her voice was calm. Too calm. You understand I can't let you leave now, right? I looked around frantically. The room had no windows. One door. No way out. Please, I said. I won't tell anyone. I swear. Just let me go. Everyone says that. But you will tell. You'll go to the police. You'll ruin everything I've built. No, I won't, I promise. Get on the bed, Beth. No. Get on the bed. Her voice was a scream now, all pretense of calm gone. I heard her doing something to the door. Keys jingling. She was coming in. I did the only thing I could think of. I grabbed the metal cart and shoved it against the door just as she started to open it. The cart blocked it. Patricia pushed hard from the other side. You're only making this harder on yourself, she screamed. I looked around desperately. The cabinet. Maybe there was something in there I could use. I ran to it and pulled. Locked. I grabbed a scalpel from the medical cart and used it to pry at the cabinet lock. Come on, come on, come on. The lock broke. Inside were files. Medical files. Each one had a photo clipped to it. I grabbed the top one. A man named David Shun. Age 31. Homeless. Disappeared March 2022. The next one. A woman named Lisa Torres. Age 27. Drug addict. Disappeared July 2022. There were at least 20 files. 20 people. 20 victims. Beth. Patricia rammed the door hard. The cart shifted. She was going to get in. And when she did, I was going to be victim number 21. The cart shifted again. Patricia was strong for a 50-year-old woman. I grabbed my phone, even though I knew it wouldn't work. No signal. Nothing. Think, Beth. Think. The photos on the wall. If I could grab those and the files, maybe I could get them to the police somehow. If I survived, I shoved all the files into the cleaning supply bag I'd brought upstairs. Ripped the photos off the wall. Crash. Patricia rammed the door so hard the cart fell over. The door swung open. Patricia stood there, breathing hard, holding a syringe filled with clear liquid. Last chance, she said. Get on the bed willingly, or I make this very unpleasant. I backed away. Stay away from me. She lunged. I swung my cleaning supply bag at her. It hit her in the face, and she stumbled back, but she didn't fall. She came at me again, syringe raised. I grabbed the wheelchair and shoved it at her. She tripped over it and went down hard, the syringe flying from her hand and skittering across the floor. I ran, bolted out of the room, down the hallway, toward the stairs. Behind me, I heard Patricia getting up. You can't leave. The doors are locked from the outside. Security system. Shit. She was right. I'd locked the front door behind me when I came in, like always. And Patricia had a security system that locked everything down automatically. I was trapped in this house with her. I ran downstairs to the kitchen, looked for anything I could use as a weapon. Knife. I grabbed the biggest knife from the knife block. Patricia appeared at the top of the stairs. Beth, please. Let's talk about this. Stay back. She started walking down slowly, hands raised. I understand you're scared, but think about this rationally. If you hurt me, you go to prison. If you leave, I'll find you. The only way out of this is to trust me. Trust you? You've killed 20 people. I helped them transcend their suffering, she said, still walking down. And I can help you too. You're in pain, Beth. I can see it. Your debts. Your loneliness. Your dead-end life. I can make all that go away. By killing me? By setting you free. She was at the bottom of the stairs now. I held the knife out. I will stab you. I swear to God. No, you won't. You're not a killer, Beth. You're a good person. That's why I chose you. Chose me. You think it was random that I hired you? She smiled. I've been planning this for weeks. Watching you. Learning about you. You're perfect. No close family. No boyfriend. No one who would really look for you. My hands are shaking. You're insane. I prefer visionary. She took a step closer. I slashed with the knife. Not trying to hit her, just to keep her back. She jumped back, and for a second I saw real fear in her eyes. Good. The police will come, I said. When I don't show up for my next client, they'll investigate. Will they? A cleaning lady who didn't show up for work? That's not exactly a priority case. She was right. God, she was right. I have the files, I said. I have the evidence. The photos. Which does you no good if you're dead. We stare at each other. Standoff. Then I heard something. A car outside. Patricia heard it too. Her face went pale. "Who is that?" I asked. "Nobody. I'm not expecting anyone." A car door slammed. Footsteps on the walkway. The doorbell rang. We both stood there, frozen. It rang again. "Beth." A woman's voice. "Beth, you in there? It's Emma from next door." Emma, the neighbor. I'd met her once when I was leaving Patricia's house. Nice lady. Retired teacher. "I saw your van outside." Emma called. "I made too much lasagna and thought you might want some." Patricia's eyes locked on mine. "Say nothing." "Help!" I screamed. "Call the police. She's trying to kill me." "Shut up." Patricia lunged at me. I slashed with the knife. This time I connected. The blade cut across Patricia's arm. Blood sprayed. She screamed and fell back. "I'm calling 911. Emma yelled from outside. Patricia looked at her bleeding arm, then at me. Something in her face changed. "This isn't over," she said. Then she ran. Through the kitchen, toward the back of the house. I heard a door slam. I ran to the front door, fumbled with the locks. My hand was shaking so badly I could barely grip the deadbolt. Finally got it open. Emma stood there, phone to her ear, eyes wide. "The police are coming," she said. "What's happening? Are you hurt?" "She tried to kill me," I said. "Patricia, she has bodies, files, evidence. It's all upstairs." "Who's Patricia?" "Hon, I think you're confused. Mrs. Patterson lives here." "What?" "Patricia Patterson. She's lived here for 3 years." "Patterson, not Harrison." She'd lied about her name. Of course she had. The police arrived in 4 minutes. I told them everything. Showed them the files and photos I grabbed. Led them to the locked room. They found everything. The hospital bed, the straps, the medical equipment, the photos of victims on the wall. But they didn't find Patricia. She'd run out the back door and disappeared. That was 3 months ago. The police identified 22 victims from the files. Some of the bodies were found buried in Patricia's basement. Others were never recovered. Patricia, her real name is Patricia Patterson, is still at large. The FBI has her on their most wanted list. They have officers watching my apartment. They say she might come after me since I'm the only witness. Some nights I can't sleep. I keep the lights on. I keep a knife under my pillow because I know she's out there, and I know she's not done. I should have walked away when I had the chance. That's what I keep telling myself. When I saw that locked door, when I heard the sounds, when I found the key, I should have just walked away. But I didn't, and now I'm living with the consequences. The FBI interviewed me 6 times in the first month. They wanted every detail. What Patricia looked like, how she talked, any habits or quirks I noticed. I told them everything I could remember. They put together a profile. Patricia Patterson, age 52, former nurse who lost her license after several patients died under suspicious circumstances. Her husband had died 8 years ago from medical malpractice during a routine surgery. After that, she became obsessed with perfecting medical procedures. She sees herself as better than real doctors, the FBI agent told me. In her mind, she's not killing people. She's experimenting, practicing, perfecting her technique. That doesn't make it better, I said. No, it makes it worse, because she'll never stop. They found more evidence in her house. A journal where she documented each patient, their symptoms, her procedures, their deaths. She wrote about them like they were lab rats, not people. One entry stuck with me. It was about a man named James who'd been homeless. Subject resisted sedation. Had to increase dosage. Heart stopped at 2:47 a.m. Unfortunate, but provided valuable data on cardiac limits. We'll adjust dosage for next subject. That's how she thought. Clinical, detached, completely inhuman. The families of the victims reached out to me. Some thanked me for bringing their loved ones home. Some blamed me for not finding them sooner. One woman, the sister of David Chun, the first file I'd found, came to my apartment. "My brother was sick," she said, crying. "But he didn't deserve what happened to him. Nobody deserves that." "I'm sorry," I said. I didn't know what else to say. Did he suffer? I lied. I don't know, but I did know. I'd read Patricia's notes. David had been conscious for most of it, had begged her to stop. Some truths are too cruel to share. 2 months after everything happened, I got a letter. No return address. Postmarked from Portland. Inside was a single page. Typed, "Dear Beth, you cost me everything. My home, my work, my purpose. I want you to know I don't hate you. In fact, I respect you. You're strong. You fought back. Most of them didn't. But you should have let me finish my work. I was on the verge of something extraordinary. Decades of research, lost because you couldn't follow simple instructions. I'll rebuild, find a new location, new subjects. And when I do, I'll perfect what I started. Maybe one day I'll come back for you. Not to hurt you, to show you what I've accomplished, to make you understand. Until then, sleep well. P. My hands shook as I read it. She was taunting me. I gave the letter to the FBI. They analyzed it, said it was probably really from her, not a copycat. She's playing with you, the agent said. Try to scare you. It's working. We'll catch her. She can't hide forever. But 3 months later, they still haven't found her. I had to shut down my cleaning business. Nobody wanted to hire the woman who'd been on the news for discovering a serial killer's torture room. Can't blame them. I got a job at a coffee shop instead. Minimum wage. But at least it's public. Lots of people around. Harder for Patricia to get to me there. I moved apartments too. Different neighborhood. Didn't tell anyone where. But I know she could find me if she wanted to. She found me the first time. Some nights, I think about the people in those photos. 22 people who died because they were vulnerable. Because they had no one looking for them. Because society had failed them and Patricia took advantage. I think about how many more might be out there. How many other Patricia Pattersons are in the world, targeting people nobody cares about. It keeps me up at night. Last week, I was at work when a woman came in. Older, blonde, wearing sunglasses. My heart stopped. But when she took off her sunglasses to read the menu, I saw it wasn't Patricia. Just someone who looked like her. I still had a panic attack in the back room. My therapist says I have PTSD. Says it'll take time to feel safe again. I don't think I'll ever feel truly safe. So here I am, 3 months later, still alive, still looking over my shoulder, still wondering if today's the day Patricia comes back. The FBI says I should try to move on. Lie my life, not let her win. But how do you move on when you know a monster is out there thinking about you? To everyone watching this, I'm telling you this story because I want you to understand something. Evil doesn't always look like evil. Patricia looked like a nice lady. Educated, polite, normal. That's what made her so dangerous. So trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, it probably is. If someone tells you not to ask questions, ask more questions. If a job seems too good to be true, it probably is. And most importantly, don't ignore warning signs because you need the money. I did, and 22 people paid the price. If you found this story disturbing, good. It should be, because it's real. It happened to me. If this story made you think twice about who you trust, then I've done my job. Please subscribe to this channel. Hit that like button. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And if you see Patricia Patterson, blonde, 52 years old, possibly using a fake name, call the FBI immediately. Don't approach her. Don't engage with her. Just call. She's still out there. And she's still hunting. Stay safe, everyone. And remember, lock your doors. Trust your gut. And never, ever open a door you're told to keep closed.